I spent over a decade making other women feel beautiful. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, I forgot what it felt like to feel that way myself. In the moment everything changed, it wasn't a big dramatic moment. It was one quiet decision. I put myself first. And it cost me some things, but it gave me everything. If you've ever felt like you were built for more than what your current life looks like, stay with me because this episode is for you. Welcome to This Is Her. I'm Ify, life strategy coach, speaker, and mommy. And this is the space built for the woman who's finally done shrinking, done surviving, and done waiting for permission to step fully into her life. Every Thursday, we're gonna dig into the 3 things that I believe change everything for a woman: her life, her rules, and her elevation. We're having real conversations, real strategy, real faith, and we're not doing any sugarcoating. This is episode 1, and I want to start exactly where we should, at the very beginning. But not my beginning, yours. I want to ask you something before we actually go further, and I actually want you to sit with it. When was the last time you did something just for you? Not for your kids, not for your clients, not for your partner, not for social media, just for you. If you had to think about it for more than 5 seconds, this show was made just for you. Here's what I noticed working with women and being a woman myself. We do an excellent job at showing up. We show up for everybody. We pour into everybody. We hold everything together and we do it with a smile. But behind that smile, a lot of us are running on empty. A lot of us have built lives that look good on the outside, but feel so hollow on the inside. And a lot of us have been so busy being everything to everyone else that we have completely lost sight to who we actually are. And what's crazy is that we've been told that that's what women are supposed to do. That's honorable. That's what society says, right? We've been told that selflessness is a virtue. And listen, I'm a woman of faith. I believe in serving. I believe in pouring into others. But here's what nobody told me. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. And choosing yourself is not selfish. It's necessary. All right, let me tell you a little bit about how I got here, because I think my story might sound a little familiar. So I spent over 10 years as a hairstylist, and I was good at it. I built something with my hands. I had loyal clients. I showed up every single day and poured into other women, literally. I made my clients feel seen, feel beautiful and confident, and there was actually real joy and passion. But somewhere along the way, I started to feel like I was disappearing and losing myself. Like I was so busy building something for everyone else that I hadn't built anything for myself. I moved from New York City to DC, which sounds so exciting, and it was, but it was also one of the scariest things I've ever done. I traded financial stability for alignment. I became a mom 3 years ago, and in the middle of all those transitions, I had this moment where I just stopped and said, something has to change, and it starts with me. That was me finally getting honest about the fact that I was made for more, and that staying small wasn't humility. It was just fear dressed up in like a really good outfit. And the moment that I made that decision to choose myself, to invest in myself, and to take my calling seriously, everything started to shift. I became a life strategy coach. I started building something I wish had existed when I needed it the most. And now I'm here. Still in the building season, still becoming, but far enough along the path to reach back and grab your hand. I'm not here because I have it all figured out. I'm here because I've been in the middle of what you might be in right now. And I know what it takes to move through it, and I want to show you the way. So let me tell you exactly who This Is Her is for. This is for the woman who knows deep down in her bones that she was made for more. But she keeps getting stuck between who she's been and who she's becoming. She's in that middle place, like she has one foot in her old life and one foot in the new one. And it's exhausting trying to live in both at the same time. This is for the woman who has been so busy taking care of everyone else that she ended up at the bottom of her own priority list. The woman who has big dreams, but somewhere along the way started to believe that they were too big. The woman who may be in a season of transition, maybe a new city, new chapter, a new calling, and she just needs someone to tell her she's not crazy for wanting what she wants. This is for the woman entrepreneur who's building something incredible but has zero balance. Who's grinding but not growing in the areas that actually matter. Who knows how to run a business but has forgotten how to run her life. And this is for the woman of faith who knows that God put something specific in her, but she's been waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, the perfect version of herself to show up and do it. Here's what I need you to hear. The perfect moment is not coming because you are already equipped. You just need someone to help you see it, and that's what this show is for. Every episode of This Is Her is going to live under 3 pillars, and I want you to understand what each one means, because this isn't just a content framework. This is actually a life framework. The first pillar is her life. This is about owning your story, where you came from, what you've been through, and how all of it, yes, all of it, is actually working together for you. Before you can build the life you want to have, you have to first claim the life you've lived. We're going to talk about narrative, identity, and what it looks like to stop being ashamed of your chapter and start using it as your foundation. The second pillar is her rules. This is about rewriting the rule book. Because here's the truth. Most of us are living by rules we never agreed to. Rules that are written by our families, our culture, our past relationships, our fears. Rules that are keeping us small, keeping us people-pleasing, and keeping us from taking up the space we were always meant to take up. In this pillar, we're going to get uncomfortable. We're going to identify the invisible rules running your life, and we're going to rewrite them in your own terms. The third and last pillar is her elevation. This is where everything comes together, because elevation isn't just a feeling, it's a decision. It's the daily choice to rise. In this pillar, we're talking mindset, faith, environment, habits, community, and building a life that actually feels like yours. Not the Instagram highlight version of your life, but the real one. Her life, her rules, her elevation. This is what we're building here every single Thursday, 12 p.m. Before I keep going, I want to ask you something, and drop it in the comments right now. Which pillar do you need the most right now? Her life, her rules, or her elevation? Just type 1 and I'm going to read every single one. I want to end this first episode by saying something directly to you. You found this podcast for a reason. Maybe somebody sent it to you. Maybe the algorithm pushed it your way. Maybe you were searching for something and this came up. However you got here, I don't think it was an accident. There's a vision of you that is waiting on the other side of one decision. The decision to choose yourself. The decision to take your calling seriously. The decision to stop living by someone else's rule book and start building your own elevated life. That version of you, she's actually not that far away, and she's actually closer than you think. And every Thursday at noon, we're going to do the work to close that gap together. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on episode 1. If this resonated with you, I need you to do 3 things right now. Subscribe so you never miss a Thursday. Leave a review because it helps more women find this show. And share this episode with one woman in your life who needs to hear this today. I will see you next Thursday, same time, same place. And we're just getting started. Her life, her rules, her elevation. But wait, before we go, I want to ask you one last question. Where are you right now in your life? Are you still in the middle trying to live in both lives? Or have you made a decision to choose yourself? Tell me below. This is a safe space, and I will see you guys next Thursday.